What's good, y'all? Yeah, man. We in here. Let's see. How y'all doing? We up in the kitchen cooking. Nah, I mean. Yeah, man. It's your boy T Sway here. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes for everybody to get up in this. I've been cooking up beats in the kitchen, as you can see. If y'all been with me the last couple days, I recently moved into my new place. I've been doing a lot of traveling lately. I'm a passport, what they call one of those passport bro type of dudes. That's me. Like, I've been traveling now for years, and that's how I met my wife and stuff like that. So I'm a big time traveler. I love going to the UK, and I'm back and forth between here in America and the UK all the time, man. So I've just been living like that. It's pretty fun lifestyle, because I'm able to, take the MPC, you know what I mean, make beats anywhere around the world. I could just take my equipment, make beats, plug in the headphones, got the laptop, release beats through my website, produce people anywhere in the world. And that's been a really beautiful thing, man. So yeah, today I want to talk about really why music is a competition. I've had some people disagree with me on that particular topic, but the reality is the people that are hungry, that are really trying to make it in the music business, they want to be at the top. They want to be number one. Nobody wants to be at the bottom. At least the people that want to truly make it, they want to be up there. They want to win awards. They want Grammys. They want to be that top person, top man, top female. They want to be at that high level, whether it's Beyonce at the Grammys or whether it's, Kendrick and Drake battling. There's somebody that told me that they don't believe music is a competition. And I'm like, it literally is a competition for the people that are hungry, that the people that want to be the kings and queens of this. It's very much so a competition. And even for producers, even for me, this is a competition. If I'm not number one, that means somebody else is number one. Now, I think maybe people get it confused, meaning that there's such thing as friendly competition. I'm into the friendly competition. I like to compete, but I'm not going to bash my colleagues or other people doing it. I show love to everybody, but it is indeed a competition. I've never met one producer or artist that says, yeah, I really want to be unknown. I want to stay unknown. I don't want anybody to ever hear my music. I want to be at the bottom of the charts, or I don't even want to be on the charts. I haven't met anybody that has said that. And the truth is, some people are just afraid to try. Let's just be real. You're afraid. There's people out there who are afraid to really try and make it in this music game. And so they make excuses and they say competition doesn't matter. Those people saying that are probably not doing anything that big with their music, or they're not trying to really make it. Because the people that are having some success in this, you better believe that they're competing. Trust me. So I don't think Chris Brown wakes up and says, you know what, today I think I want to be at the bottom of the chart, or I hope my record doesn't register. Somebody like that they're not waking up thinking that. They're waking up thinking, how can I get my next number one? How can I sell out the next arena? They want to be the best. Like I said, music is a competition for those that are really in it as a business and really trying to be that brand. It is a competition. You're competing against, several other talented individuals. And the higher up that you go, there's less and less people, but the competition is more fierce, right? So if you're that 1%er, if you're like a Kendrick Lamar, a Chris Brown, a Drake, a Beyonce, you're in that top 1%, that top 0.1% of the music industry. Obviously, when you get to that level, you're competing against a smaller amount of people because there's only so many people that are on that hot 100, right? So, but it is indeed a competition. That's why you'll see people crash out over not winning a Grammy. You'll see people blow up on Twitter, or what they call it X now. You'll see people blow up on social media because fans didn't support their project. They're doing that because they're competitive. They want to win. They want to be the top person. They don't want to release an album and not have it top the charts. No, I don't believe any real musician wants that fate. Everybody wants some kind of success. Now, I will say some people, not everybody has to necessarily be number one. There's plenty of people that would just be happy to be on the chart, right? Just to be a part of the game, right? So, but yeah, man, I can't believe it that somebody said they don't think music is a competition, but I don't really know much about that particular commenter. Like I said, so it just is what it is. Cortez Smith, what's good, man? What's up? But I got a lot to talk about. I got a lot of things on my chest, and you know what? I'll get to in a second, but I need more people to join in. I've been through a lot in this music industry, guys, and I could really make a movie on my experience in the music industry, just with the different celebrities and people that I've engaged with, and different experiences that I've had in the industry, especially out in LA. And it's really like a movie. The higher ups that I've been around and seen some of these people like literally like pass away, like pass on, and it's like all these weird conspiracies. And it's just crazy, man. And I'm lucky that I don't actually live out in the heart of the industry, which would be like LA or New York or something. So I've only been a part of that drama here and there. But man, there's a lot of things I could share with you guys. I'll share a little bit here on this live stream because I can't share too much because, you know what I mean? The music industry is it's a funny place, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful. But again, if you're a musician or a producer listening to me, or you watch the rewind of this podcast, there's nothing wrong with competing. I think people get the idea that if you compete, that it makes you not a nice person, right? Well, that's not true. It just means that, just like if you ever played sports growing up, you're going to try to do your best, right? You're going to try to score that goal. You're going to try to get that touchdown. And you want to win. So if you win, that means somebody has to lose. And I think people don't want to acknowledge that. In order for you to win, somebody's going to lose. And that's the sad reality about competition. In order for you to win, there's going to be people that in fact lose. Not everybody. There's some people that will win with you. Just like when you play on a team in sports, there's people that will win along your side. You guys will win together. But just like playing sports, there's also people that while you're winning, they're going to lose. And that's how people are able to measure, their success, or measure how good they are, is based on how much they win, are they winning? Because if you are in the music industry and you're in fact just losing something, you're not doing something right. You know what I mean? There's something that you got to do better, because there is a percentage of people that are actually making it happen, that are actually succeeding, that are actually making money. Or some of them, in fact, in that 1% are actually becoming millionaires, right? And even further than that, you know what I mean? You could talk, moguls like Kanye West and Jay-Z, or people like that. Love them or hate these people, these guys are entering billionaire status. As far as I know, Kanye is a billionaire. Love him or hate him, but these people took music and they became entrepreneurs with it, right? they're in fact competitive. They're competitive by nature. It's just who they are. And sometimes competitive people are not the nicest. That's just the reality, because they have an inner hunger to really dominate. But you know what I mean? Me particularly, if you want to know about who I am as a person, I I particularly like friendly competition. I want to dominate, but I'm also going to show love to other people who are doing the same thing as me, because in my heart of hearts, I want to see as many people win as possible. But I still know that there's going to be people losing, because that's just part of the game. There's certain people who are not going to try as hard, who are not going to achieve the same level of success, or maybe they simply haven't put the reps in to really be that top person. Because again, you got to put in the work. Putting the work doesn't just mean how much talent you have, though that's a huge part of it. It also means your ability to network, your ability to work well with other people. You got to get good in different arenas to really maneuver in the music business. And that's another thing. I've known people who are excellent at music, but they're horrible. They're not good people. They're not good people persons, right? They don't know how to act around people. And for those reasons, they lose out. They never make those connections. I've been fortunate that I'm a pretty nice person, that I've had celebrities invite me in their home based on just a couple conversations straight from Twitter. And next thing you know, they're getting me a flight and I'm in a mansion somewhere in LA, just based on, hey, I got nice music, but I'm also a relatable person. I can talk to people. I have a little bit of charm. And that's helped me meet some of the people that I've met, because I'm literally from a small town out in the Northwest, very close to Seattle, but not quite Seattle. And there really isn't a whole lot of connections out here. So I've weaseled my way into situations, just having a good personality and knowing how to talk to people. So talent is one part of the game, but you got to know how to talk to people. You got to know how to network. I've used my ability of networking to even, work with top level lawyers in LA that help me orchestrate deals, orchestrate 6-figure deals and things like that. That's part of, being able to network and deal with people. People, a lot of people miss that out. They miss out on that part of, being in the music game, is that you need to learn the skill of being able to network and talk to the right people to better your situation. If you don't learn that, it's possible that you might never really make the money that you potentially could. I'm telling y'all, if you are a musician watching this right now and you don't have a lawyer, you're gonna want to eventually network with lawyers, because they will make money off of you, no doubt, but they can really help you get to the money when it comes to working out deals. Even if you're independent, there's different kind of deals you can have. There's publishing admin deals. There's different just kind of agreements in the industry, that they can help you execute with record labels, with like I said, with places like a Cobalt, stuff like that. If you get a record that takes off on SoundCloud, you're thinking that you're getting all your money through a DistroKid, but you are not. You are in fact missing out on different sources of revenue. You know what I mean? So you want to hire like a music lawyer to help you get all those different sources of revenue, because they have the relationships with the right people, and they can weasel their way in there and be like the jerk that you don't want to be, because they can get nasty if need be, and they can orchestrate deals for you. They can do that thing that gets your foot in the door. And yes, you will have to pay them, but they're going to help you see money that you wouldn't be able to see on your own. Even big time artists that are raking in the bucks, like a Russ or somebody like that who's independent, has discussed the importance of working with lawyers and paying them well, because again, you work with the right lawyers, they can help you orchestrate deals that will basically keep your pockets fat at the end of the day, or keep you paid, roof over your head. Yeah, man. So never forget, this music is definitely in competition. And it's not so far out there that you can't compete and make it. You just have to dig within. You have to find that hunger within to go hard, to have that almost predator mentality. You could still be a good person, but you have to have that hunger, like to actually succeed. You have to have a hunger that propels you to do something. That's just the reality of the music game. And the people who don't have that inner fire, I can tell you right now, you'll never hear them. You'll never hear of them. You'll never hear of them. And I feel bad for those people, because how many people know somebody that's exceptionally talented musically, they can sing or can produce, or they have some kind of amazing talent within the music realm, but they have no drive to show it to the world. They have no drive to actually pursue it professionally. Everybody knows people like that. And some of these people are more talented than what you hear on a TikTok or a Spotify or a YouTube, but they do not have the drive to compete. They don't have the drive to succeed. And those people, unfortunately, you know them, but other people will never hear of them, because they just don't have that competitive spirit to actually go and try to make their dream happen. So that's a reality, man. Hey, Major Keys, what's good, man? I see you, man. Hey, check out my guy A Major on the keys, man. He's doing it. He's a bad boy with this R&B as well. So shout out to you, my guy. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, music is a competition, and but like I said, it's you're the driver in the seat. So it depends on how you go about it. You can be a friendly competitor, a decent human being, but still have that drive to want to succeed at a high level. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think a lot of musicians get to a place where they feel so humble or they try to pretend to be so humble that they say, no, I don't want to compete, it's okay to try to be great, man. You're not hurting anybody. You're only really hurting yourself at the end of the day. When you get to a point where you try to be so humble, or you're like, I'm okay with just being on the bottom. I'm not buying that. Most people deep down want to be great at something. So it's okay to want to be great. You're not a bad person if you want to be great and compete and try to make it at a high level in this music game, Compton June, what's up, my guy? Everybody go check out my guy, Compton June. He has the banging West Coast joints and stuff like that. I got a couple features with him. So make sure you go check out his YouTube channel. He's on the chat right now. Yeah, he's representing that Cali, that Bay Area sound. Yeah, man. Yeah, at the end of the day, man, this music is a competition, but it can be fun. It's fun going for your dreams. It's fun competing and trying to go at a high level and be like the people that's influenced you to want to be great. You know what I mean? Like, it's just important to try to be the best that you can be at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's, for me, T-Sway, that's what I'm all about. I'm just trying to be as great as the people that I look up to. You know what I mean? Whether it's the 80s and the 90s, whether it's, the Albie Shores or the Bobby Browns or the Ushers or the Chris Breezes, but more so on the producing side for me, because producing is my number one passion. So, I'm trying to be like the DJ Quicks, like the Teddy Rileys, the Devontae Swangs, and Quincy Jones. Those are my real idols, man. And, they compete at a high level. They have so many classic records. They have so many hit songs at the end of the day. And that's what inspires me, because they've made this timeless music that's a part of people's life. And I don't think they would have got to that point if they didn't have that drive, that drive to, to compete. You know what I mean? Don't think don't think that a DJ Quick wasn't competing with his big brother, Dr. Dre, like not real life brother, but they homies and stuff. So don't think that he wasn't competing with the Dre. DJ Quick definitely was competing with the Dr. Dre. And me personally, I know this might make people mad, but DJ Quick is a way better producer than Dr. Dre. And I love Dr. Dre, but DJ Quick, I'm sorry, DJ Quick is a way better producer. But the thing that Dre was better at more so was how he promoted himself, how he networked himself. And he made his name, he put his name on everything, even, and I hope this don't get me in trouble and whatnot, because don't quote me on everything. But from what I've read, Daz Dillinger was actually producing a lot of the Chronic album and a lot of that Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg, all the West Coast stuff that we grew up on in the 90s that we really loved, that Dre put his name on. A lot of those beats were actually produced by like a Daz Dillinger, but Dre got the credit for that. But, shout out to Dr. Dre. I hope, if he hears this, that wouldn't get mad, because I have nothing but respect and love for him. And, but in my opinion, like a DJ Quick, way better. DJ Quick to me is the best West Coast producer of all time. I mean, that's it. You know what I mean? So that's just my personal take on it. Yes, sir. DJ Quick is a beast. Yeah, man. So I got to give him his flowers. And like I said, it's friendly competition. Him and Dre, they're brothers at the end of the day. So, but I got to give Quick his flowers, man. But the thing, like I said, the thing that Dre was at is great at, even though he's a great producer and he's great, but his strong suit really is making his brand the biggest. He made sure that his name was on everything, right? He made sure that he got the credit, even if he wasn't necessarily the guy making the beat on the MPC. He made sure that he oversee the project, and he made sure that he got the credit for it, whether it was a Daz Dillinger or whether it was like a Scott Storch, with I think the Chronic 2.0 with, the one, all the skirts and the low notes, girl. Like, I know that was Scott Storch playing whatever that preset, the blam, 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 like, you know what I mean? But, Dre made sure that he got the credit. His brand expanded. Every hit song that he put out, his brand, blew up more and more, even if he wasn't necessarily the guy programming the beat. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so, that's what he networked his way up to a point where his brand was basically, he's the biggest West Coast producer of all time, even though a DJ Quick technically, in my eyes, is way better. Dre don't knock me out, man, but I think a DJ Quick, most people who really know about Quick, nobody's messing with them in the West, as far as the West Coast production. Nobody's messing with the Quick, man. I'll argue anybody on this. Quick does everything. Quick, he plays just about every instrument. He can program all his beats. He can produce a live band. He can produce a live band, not just in the studio, but he can also produce a live band on stage, right? He can vocal produce people. He's done hip hop and R&B. It just really goes on. He plays guitar. He does it all. He's a one-man band, but he doesn't get the same level of appreciation as a Dr. Dre, because Dr. Dre commercially marketed himself, through the hit records that he's acquired. He marketed himself to a certain level where he just became unstoppable. But technically, Quick has always been the better producer in my eyes. If you really want to go down to the liner notes based on what he's done, he's just done. He can do everything. And so I got to give him his flowers on that. So shout out to Quick, but shout out to Dre too, man. Cause like I said, they're both geniuses at the end of the day. But, if I had to pick, I'm going to go with my guy, DJ Quick. So let's see, initially in this stream, I'm talking about, musical competition, how it's okay to have that competitive spirit and want to compete. That doesn't make you a bad person to want to compete. You know what I mean? It is, everybody should have that drive. Anybody that's really trying to do this, it's okay to have that drive. You're not hurting anybody. You're only hurting yourself when you say, oh, I don't want to be I don't want to make it anywhere with this music. You're only hurting yourself at the end of the day. It's okay to be competitive. You know what I mean? When I was trying to push the artistry more, man, I was doing everything to get millions of plays, even though I wasn't on a record label. And in some cases, me personally, I was getting more streams than some of the major label artists at one point. If you go back to my Climax video, 14 million views, Just Want to Touch, 9 million views, song with my brother Styles Major, Dreams, 16 million views. I was really trying to compete with even without a label, and I was actually succeeding over some of the major label artists. But of course, you know, it wasn't at the level. I didn't rise to the levels of like a Chris Brown or something like that. But I was doing a lot better than a lot of the major label artists based on my numbers, and that came from having that drive to want to succeed. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, shoot. I mean, I know everybody's been seeing everything going on in the media with Diddy and everything, and I really have just been silent about that because, you know, it's anybody that's been following me for a while knows that I produce for I'll Be Sure's son Quincy, who's apparently adopted. But I don't know if he was adopted, but basically Diddy was like the stepfather role to him, right? And so shout out to Quincy, that's my guy. I've stayed silent on this subject. Yeah, for real. I've stayed silent on this subject just because, you know, Quincy's, you know, that's been, you know, one of my good friends ever since 2010, really. I've watched him grow up in the industry and make movies and, you know, do music and all kinds of stuff. And it's really unfortunate to see what's happening with his family and everything like that. You know, I can speak on my personal experience as far as going out to Toluca. It was like the Toluca Lake area in LA. Essentially, that's where Quincy was staying, and his mom had like a big mansion there. And I went out there essentially twice, once in 2010 and then once in 2016. And the first time I went out there, I was basically like making beats in Quincy's room. And it was, you know, I've spoke about this before. Diddy was around, and but I never talked to him. He was just around. And, you know, I was there for a whole day, really. And I was just making beats in the mansion in Quincy's room. And then we went to the studio, whatnot, and came back and crashed out. Or, you know, I had to wake up and go to a flight in the morning. But at that time, I had never seen anything crazy go on or anything funny going on. You know what I mean? But mind you, I was only there for a small period of time. I mean, that was one day of my life, 2010. So, I mean, what would be the odds that I would see anything fishy going on anyways? But Diddy was around. Like I said, I personally didn't talk to him, though. I wasn't introduced, but he was in the house. He came up to the room to talk to Quincy and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, flash forward 2016, Quincy invites me out to LA again. This time he introduces me to his pops, Al B. Sure. I meet Al B. Al B's like, hey, what's going on, Sway? How you doing? You know what I mean? With the Al B voice and stuff like that. Al B, amazing. You know, musically, that's my biggest music idol. You know, especially for the R&B world. And such a nice person, really is a great person, just aside from doing music, just a great person. When I met him, showed me mad love. He offered me food in the studio, and just a great dude overall, man. So, but that was a really amazing session because Quincy actually invited his late mother, Kim Porter, to the session, and I really got to see them bond while we were remaking Night and Day. You guys can go check out Night and Day on his YouTube channel, but we were remaking that Night and Day. You know, I'll Be Sure did background vocals for Quincy on the remake of his original song. And it was a really amazing situation. I got to be around that, see them bond, and really just have a good time doing that remake of Albie's classic and whatnot. And yeah, so, you know, flash forward a few years later, his mother passes, and God rest her soul. And then flash forward up to now, all this crazy stuff coming out about Diddy. And I've stayed close with Albie since I've met him in 2016. He's reached out to me over the phone. Like I said, real humble guy. I've worked on acapellas for him and stuff like that. I've come up with chords. I produced. Oh, sorry about that. I produced a beat for an album that he was working on before he got sick with the medical emergency and stuff like that. And so we were working on music. But, to be honest, I had no clue about this whole drama that was about to unfold regarding Diddy. You know what I mean? So, there's not much that I can really say about it because I personally never saw anything or witnessed anything. All I can really do is, pray for my homie that, God has his hand on the family. And, and I also know, Albie had some particular experiences with Diddy that he spoke out about that are not so good. And, me personally, Al's a great guy, and I don't see why he would lie about that kind of stuff. So, I believe him, you know what I mean? And, shout out to my guy Quincy and stuff. I know they're kind of it's an opposing situation where it's like, does Q stay, it's almost like he has to pick a side. But, I never talked to him about it because that's my friend. And, it's a really tough situation, and I just pray that everything works out for them. And, no matter what happens. And, it's just, because, Q introduced me to Albie, but Al had all these, experiences that he spoke about with Diddy that weren't so great. You know what I mean? And, like I said, I don't see why he would lie about something like that. But that's all I could really say, because at the end of the day, it ain't really my business. These are friends of mine. I care about them. And I pray that the situation goes as good as it can. But that's all I could really say about it, man, because like I said, you guys see everything unfolding. Yeah, Kyle West is a bad boy. Yeah, Kyle West is big time inspiration. Kyle West, break it down. Yeah, I wish that would have been dope if he would have been in the studio when we were doing the remake. But yeah, man. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey over the last 10 years, to say the less. But man, pray for some of these people in the industry, man, because they're just people at the end of the day. Pray for my guy Quincy, pray for his pops Albie, you know what I mean? Because, what's going on in the media with Diddy is just mad, and I'm not going to be the guy that says anything disrespectful because, like I said, I've never witnessed anything crazy, but, everything that's going on in the media is really just what it is. And, if Diddy's done those things, then he's gonna have to deal with that. You know what I mean? So it's a very unfortunate, because I know that he, at the end of the day, he's a hip hop legend. He's a music legend, but it's unfortunate. Sometimes people get caught up in stuff and they do things that are not so good. It's unfortunate, man. It's really sad that the way that's playing out. But I can't really speak any negativity on anybody, because, people that I know are involved in this, and I really just hope the best for everyone involved. But it's a really unfortunate situation for them. You know what I mean? And that's all I can really say. Yeah, he's a really nice dude. If you guys ever meet Al, be sure in person, you'll see what I'm saying. He doesn't treat people on any kind of weird celebrity vibe. He really he shows love to you, like you're part of his family. You know what I mean? And you'll feel it, like he's a genuine person. So, and same with Quincy. Quincy's he's a good person. And it's unfortunate that this is happening with his family. You know what I mean? And I can only imagine what it would be like to be, and I could only imagine what it would be like to have to deal with all these things, the level of stress and anxiety that he probably has to deal with. It's not cool. You know what I mean? So, just remember these people are human too. Whatever happened with a Diddy, it's important to remember, don't take it out on his kids at the end of the day. Nobody, as far as I know, the kids are innocent. You know what I mean? So, and if Quincy, if you're seeing this, man, much love to you, bro. I've stayed silent on this, but I have to share my peace of mind and really let people know what I truly think. And it's an unfortunate situation, and I just pray for the best outcome for everyone involved. And just remember to be nice. Whatever happens with Diddy, be nice to the kids. It's not their fault, you know what I mean? But just be nice, be good to them, whether he goes down or he doesn't go down. Just remember that they're kids at the end of the day, or they're a bit older, but we can't help what our parents get involved with. Like, I mean, my parents, my dad in particular, has done some wild stuff. You know what I mean? He's done some bad things. He's been a bad man, and I had nothing to do with none of that. So it's just like, you can't control what your parents might get involved with depending on the family you're from, So yeah, man. But shoot, I just wanted to speak on that. And think about that. My voice is getting kind of hoarse now, but I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you rocking with me, make sure you go ahead and drop a super chat, show some support to this channel. I'm going to be trying to up these live streams and take them to the next level once I get all my equipment set up in here. Again, I've just moved into this place. So, man, yeah. So, you can go over to TonySwayMusic.com right now. You can grab 19 or 20 beats for the price of one. As far as beat leases go, you can even get 3 exclusives right now for $200. So I'm always going to be pushing my brand. I appreciate all the support and the people that's taking advantage of the deals. Shout out to all my true supporters. I really love y'all. And, thanks for keeping me eating. Y'all paid for my smoothie today. Y'all paid for this keyboard. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. Y'all paying for my son, my wife, and at the end of the day, anybody that I bless financially, I appreciate it for y'all putting money in my bank account at the end of the day, because this life is expensive, man. So we gotta try to hustle. We gotta try to be successful. We gotta be a businessman, like Jay-Z said. I think he says that, but yeah, so that's what it is, man. So, much love to everyone out there. Shout out to my guy Quincy. Shout out to I'll Be Sure. Like I said, pray for their well-being and everything. And that's about it, man. I think I'm gonna exit out this live stream. I appreciate y'all. If y'all watch this on the playback, just know that T-Sway got love for you. T-Sway cares. If ain't nobody else care. And no, I'm just playing. All right, y'all. God bless. Peace. Talk to y'all later.